Hey guys, how you doing? Uncle Bob Connor here once again with another video, and today I'm going to be looking at the Lethal Weapon movie DVD complete collection, which obviously contains only 4 films, and obviously quite surprising not made a 5th film, or you know been any mention of making a 5th film, um, or even like rebooting it or making a new one with new actors. But uh, just the 4 films in the collection, which are all pretty good films, to be honest. And I really like the franchise. Um, but yeah, um, so this is the copies that I've got, because they were together in a case, all 4 films like that, in a sleeve of all 4 films. And then there's obviously 1 and 2's in one, and 3 and 4's in the other. And yeah, as I say, obviously the first one, obviously starring Mel Gibson and Danny Glover, both legends and made many cool action films, and both great action heroes. I'm thinking of actually trying to add them to the collection at some stage, of getting some figures, but obviously because there isn't any figures, well, as far as I know there isn't, but whether there's any possibility of making any or doing any customs, or but I know there's some guy that does some models, so I may get him to see if he can do some models of Glover and Mel Gibson from the franchise and add to the collection, because my theme is 80s and 90s action and horror, so I may do that. I may not. I may, but not. It's not going to be for a while anyway, at least. But anyway, going back to the first film, the copy that I've got is the director's cut, which is actually pretty much better than the original, because it's the director's cut, which has got scenes that they took out, which I don't ever think they should do that. I think they should leave them in personally, because I think it adds more quality to the film, and I feel sometimes it gives you more of an understanding about the characters and so what, and it seems to be like crucial parts that they cut out, you know which I just really like director's cuts, to be honest, and the scenes that they cut out, I like to have them kept in. And yeah, the director's cut of this is pretty good, to be honest, really good. And I really like the first film, and it's probably, the second is good, but probably, well, yeah, 1 and 2 are probably the best out of all of them, but 1 is fantastic. And just probably one of the top action films of the it was 80s, wasn't it? What was it, 87, was it, the first one? I think it was. I think it's 87, isn't it, the first one, is it? Is it 89, 87 and then 89 the second one? I think, anyway. Yeah, but anyway, it's around that area. And yeah, it's just awesome. Fantastic, really. It hasn't got any problems or issues with it, to be honest. It's fantastic all the way through. Good storyline and great action. And yeah, pretty much just all good stuff. And then the second one is pretty much just as good. As I say, it's a close call. 1 and 2 are pretty good. I don't know. I guess one, I guess. But two is pretty strong as well, to be honest. It's a pretty strong sequel. It's pretty good all the way through. And again, this is the director's cut, the second one again, which is pretty much really, really good as well and awesome. You know, got bits that, you know, were cut out, which should have been left in, I feel. But, you know, that's my opinion. I just think the director's cut are better. Yeah, and the second one is just great. Pretty much good all the way through, no problems really. Danny Glover and Mel Gibson are fantastic in it again, as they were in the first. Just, you know, it's probably one of the best team ups, to be honest, of like, you know, when you get into top actors together, you know, it's probably one of the best that there's ever been in action films. You know, the team up with them, Lethal Weapon, great title. And yeah, it's really good all the way through, loads of good action and good storyline, and yeah, and I really like the development of the characters. You know, the development and getting to know the characters, you know, in depth, and their family life and all their problems that they have, you know. Really like it, and as I say, yeah, it's just all good. Second one, loads of good stuff. So then we come on to obviously the third one, which again is our director's cut, which is fantastic. Oh yeah, I would recommend if you've seen these and you don't have these copies of the director's cut, I would really recommend getting them, because I think they're the best copies that you can get. You know, being the director's cut, which is just all the good stuff, nothing left out really. So that's, you know, you want the best copies of them, and that's, you know, director's cut is the best copy with it all left in, and I think, you know. So anyway, back to the third. Yeah, director's cut, the best copy of it, and yeah, I think it is good. You know, I know you do enjoy it, and it is really good, and it is actually quite fun. And it is enjoyable all the way through. And it is good. It is a good film, good storyline, and loads of good action, great sequences, and more further development of the characters. Gibson and Glover are good in it again. I just don't think it has that edge of the first and the second. But I think it is still pretty good. But I think, you know, 1 and 2 are slightly better, but it is quite good. But yeah, I'd say 1 and 2 are better. But it's all right, you know. It's got a lot of cool moments, stuff, you know, and a lot of cool stuff that happens. And yeah, it's pretty strong. You know, it's not totally, you know, as I say, not as good as the first and second. Obviously, they're better, but I think it's still good. You know, it's not where you think that it comes to the third film, you think that's totally rubbish, or, you know, it's all right. You know, I just think 1 and 2, you know, them together, just really great. But yeah, third is all right. Now coming on to the fourth, yeah, it's certainly not better than 1 and 2. I don't think it's better than the third. I don't think it is when I look at it. But you know, Glover and Gibson are still great in it, you know, and still like the stuff with the development of their characters. But yeah, it is a strong action film, and you know, it is good most of the way through. And you know, the action's good, and fight scenes are good, and all that. But yeah, certainly just not as good as the first 3. And I feel that it's got some, I don't know, it's got some moments in it that seem a bit too funny. and a bit too silly at times. You know, but other than that, it's all right. But I think in all seriousness, you know, because it's supposed to be quite a serious, hardcore franchise. You know, considering when you look at 1 and 2 and then 4, you know, 1 and 2 are more hardcore and, you know, tough and not really a joke. The fourth is a bit, should we say, more comical-ish, sort of. I don't think it's as hardcore, you know, as I'd like it to be as the first couple, you know. So I'm more of an 80s, 90s person. I feel like a lot of films, especially nowadays, have gone a bit too silly and comical, and certainly not as hardcore as they used to be. Certainly not in the 80s or 90s, no way. And they're certainly not as good films, certainly not as good as they were. As regards to, obviously, like action films, you know, the Marvel stuff and all that's good, but as regards to stuff that's hardcore, it's just nowhere near as good as it used to be. But anyway, yeah, fourth is alright. It's got its moments all the way through, and as I say, it's alright, but I just feel it doesn't have that hardcore edge of 80s or 90s, even though it was in 98, but it's not got the early 90s or 80s, late 80s hardcoreness that I think, you know, it needs. And there's so the stuff that's a bit too funny and, yeah, a few silly moments, and I don't think it's as enjoyable as the first. I always get more excited and enjoy it more when I watch the older films rather than the more recent ones. Always look forward to seeing the stuff that's from 80s and 90s. Whatever type of films it is. I always enjoy them no matter how many times I see them. You know, whether it be this, you know, 1 and 2, or even 3 is alright. But you know, yeah, 4 just doesn't have the same edge. But pretty much, yeah, that's pretty much the Lethal Weapon franchise. I hope this video wasn't too long. I've tried to keep them reasonably short, but you know, not too short, a bit of length, so you can enjoy it more. But yeah, that's pretty much the Lethal Weapon franchise that I'm planning on watching. Like Saturday and Sunday, I'll probably watch them because I'm watching Die Hard franchise at the moment. But when I've finished that, I'll be watching these. You know, I get the free time. But anyway, that's pretty much it. So, if anyone's watching this, don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more cool, awesome videos, including DVDs, busts, figures, and all sorts. Then don't forget to subscribe, and hope you guys enjoy this video. And thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next video. Cheers, bye for now, take care, see you soon.